We're almost free of season 1. We're almost free of it. And then we can start getting into the pretty good season 2, and then the excellent season 3 and on. But the first episode today, as is tradition at this point, let's do a bit of a drawing of what's going on. The episode is We'll Always Have Paris. It's a really long title, it'll take a minute to write. Always have Paris. So what happens in We'll Always Have Paris? What happens in Always Have Paris? I have no bloody idea. I don't remember anything about this episode. I don't remember a single thing. Other than there's a blonde lady in it, and I only know that because she's in the thumbnail for the episode. I don't have a clue. I think this is the only episode I've never rewatched. It might be the only episode I've never rewatched. Not a clue. I assume Paris shows up in it, so we'll probably see the Eiffel Tower. This is the Eiffel Tower. It's very fancy. So yeah, we're gonna be... Don't worry, I won't spoil anything this episode, because I can't spoil anything. So that's gonna be good. People say there's some fencing. I assume they in fact do not mean like a fence. I assume they mean like with swords. There's probably swords. But hey, we're gonna find out exactly what's going on. Yeah, Picard does like his fencing. I remember there's one clip of Picard fencing with some random guy we never see again. Because I saw that clip when I was doing the Some Kind of compilation. So it might be that fencing clip, because I have no idea who that man is. He's just some dude. Wait, everyone queued up? We'll Always Have Paris, episode 23. Probably 23. Starting in just a moment. In 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Shore leave, okay. They do love their shore leave. That looks like fencing to me. Picard getting a head start on his relaxing. That doesn't sound like Picard at all. Yeah, who the heck is that guy? I don't know what really they mean by that. Is he apologizing for being better than Picard? Because he's the captain? Is that what's going on? Are you allowed to grab your opponent like that in fencing? Doesn't... That seems like something that would be against the rules for fencing specifically. Oh, now he's just trying to lose. He held his arm up there for a good like 2-3 seconds to let Picard get in there. This calls for some kind of, I think. Some kind of temporal causality loop, perhaps? Some kind of loop where everything repeats itself. Thank you, Riker. That's the only reason I've seen any part of this episode in the last 8 years. Is that one little clip. Yeah, that looked like a cargo bay. Data, what are you smiling about? You don't have emotions. What are you doing? Presumably that's a star date. 41512.2. All ships. How many ships do you suppose that is? I imagine that's exactly one ship. Starfleet only has one ship in each sector. Dr. Mannheim, a time scientist? I'm guessing he's a time scientist. A mad scientist, perhaps. He's probably crazier than Dr. Sung, I'd guess. Because Dr. Sung also went off to do some experimentation with cybernetics in his case. So if Paul Mannheim went off and left the larger scientific community to do some time experiments, I assume he's probably a little out there. Who's that who's that doctor or cyberneticist or whatever he is who possesses data? Because he also left the larger scientific community and went crazy. Dr. Ira Graves, that's right. Ira Graves. Yeah, that's kind of a thing in Star Trek. If a scientist is ever on their own anywhere, they go insane. Them's the rules. So I assume Dr. Paul Mannheim is going to have some serious issues. This would be a really great time to keep drawing the episode, if I knew anything about it. Ira Graves also plays the monster hunter in Voyager, in the episode Bliss, I believe it's called, where they get trapped inside the giant monster, and it shows them visions of things they want to see. It makes them think it's a wormhole. And he's the Dragon Slayer in that episode. Yeah, we'll see if they have the attractive assistant. Probably. Ira Graves did. Dr. Soong kind of did. He had Juliana Tanner, but she didn't show up for a long time. She wasn't there when they met Soong. Oh no. Considered a visionary, and it didn't receive wide acceptance. Oh no. What are you doing, Picard? Quit slapping yourself. Paris, you say? Do you want to go for a visit? Oh, I would bet that Picard is going to meet Dr. Mannheim's attractive assistant. She's going to be some woman he knows from Paris, and he and her are going to go off to the holodeck to reminisce. I would guess that's what's going to happen here. Yeah. What's your point, Deanna? What, did Paul Mannheim steal your girl? What's going on, Picard? Yeah, Troy's had that haircut all through season one. And she has the weird red gem bead things all in her hair. Hold it up. One assumes that's a wig, because surely there's no way Marina Sirtis' hair is actually like that. Could they beam hair into position? Beam all the hair off your head, then beam it back in the way you want it? I mean, they could also just, have something to manipulate the hair physically and put it in whatever style you want. But hey, you have transporters. You could do it in transporters. Oh, there's Mr. Mott. I don't know why Picard goes to Mr. Mott, honestly, because he doesn't have much hair. Wow, that's a lot of detail, Picard. Is that a hair? There's the tower, so we know it's Paris. That is some very French music. Hang on, hang on a second. So Picard is French, and he has an English accent, but these French people have French accents. So it can't be that like France was conquered at some point by England. Why does only Picard have a British accent? Oh, don't make it weird, waiter. Yeah, his family have British accents. What is this? Just the holodecks idea of France? In the real Paris 22 years ago, maybe everyone here had British accents, but the computer's recreating it as if they were actually French. Who knows? What are you wearing, Gabrielle? Honestly, that doesn't. Gabrielle, that doesn't even look comfortable. What are you doing, girl? Her left side isn't even supported by anything. That's got to be a strong elastic on the part around her arm to keep it in place. It's got to be because that looks like it's gonna fall down in a second. I mean, I know it's supposed to look like that, but why? How did the computer know that Gabrielle was here? Because clearly this is the woman that. Well, this might be the woman that Picard was going to try and meet. I assume it is. But how did the computer know? Oh, very nice of you to let the green screen bit finish, Picard. Very polite. Wouldn't want to mess with the camera shot. A hiccup? Oh, what? So, real quick, keep playing the thing, but, um, looking at Gabriella's shirt, there was only one thing that came to mind.
Coordinates specified.
Oh, I should probably mute this. There we go. So, there's only one thing I could think of.
Jacob, keep your shirt on! No!
Gabriella, keep your shirt on. What are you doing, Gabriella?
It's a relay signal.
Very remote area, sir. It's in the middle of the van door system, a binary star.
Alright. Back to Star Trek. I got the sound, I got it. It's for dramatic effect, number one. Is it some kind of force field? Also, wait, what? Is that a pulsar? I assume that's a pulsar. Yeah, if that's a planet, that has some serious issues. That looks like an asteroid. Is that Gabriella? She doesn't sound French. Oh yeah. That is definitely not a planet. Planets do not look like that at all. Never mind the fact that it looks like it's made of solid iron. The surface should not be that, uneven. It's nice that he never has to specify what he wants them to do. All he has to do is say their names and they're going with him. I don't recognize Paul Mannheim at all. He doesn't look familiar. That's gotta be Gabriella. With the design of her shirt and Gabriella's thing, that's gotta be her. Hey, you back off, Gabriella. He's got Dr. Crusher now. You leave Picard alone. Of course he charged to your rescue. He's the only ship in the sector. Oh no, it's not Gabriella. So I guess Gabriella was just a convenient holodeck projection that he could talk to. Could you be more specific? What happened there a few weeks ago? Did something explode? Was there a leak? Did you give any detail? Did Dr. Mannheim get them killed in his mad science? Does she know that time travel is a thing that Starfleet regularly does? Because I mean, the original Enterprise time travel just as a regular thing, just for regular missions. I heard that the Science Vulcan Directorate determined that time travel was unfair. It's very unfair. Yeah, the NX-01 time traveled, the original Enterprise time traveled. I don't think the Enterprise D ever time travels. The E will time travel. Yep, standard isolated scientist goes crazy story. Should see a few more of these later on in the series. Wait, was that an innuendo? The Enterprise D itself won't time travel, but the crew of the Enterprise D will time travel, I just remembered. They're when they go and meet Mark Twain. I mean, some people bash that episode that Mark Twain is really corny. Of course he's corny. This is Star Trek. This is 80s Star Trek. Everything is corny. Mark Twain was great. I mean, I don't know about real Mark Twain, because I don't think I've ever actually read anything by Mark Twain. But TV Mark Twain was pretty good. Okay. I remember something about this episode. I remember the end of the episode is going to have three datas, and he's going to have to figure out which one is the real data. I remember that now. Yep, not a planet. Definitely not a planet. Maybe it was a planet and Mannheim's crazy time experience experiments messed it up there. Maybe Dr. Mannheim broke the planet. Maybe They've probably got a Vulcan on board. Could they mind meld with Dr. Mannheim? Get the information that way? Seems like a situation where it's important enough to go with that. Who's that? That's not Chief O'Brien. Who's this guy? Actually, I remember this guy. Oh, jeez. I remember completely worthless information about this. That transporter operator is the guy who says some kind of strange bouncing effect. Some kind of strange bouncing effect. And that's all I remember about him. Definitely not Chief O'Brien, though. I assume he says strange Here it is. He said the thing. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, fake Chief. Did Worf? Oh, there he is. It's cool. Oh, he's fine. Good thing Good thing one of the doctors is there to notice. As soon as he opened his eyes, I was thinking he's gonna be dead in like 5 seconds before he can reveal any useful information. Everything's changing. He probably means that literally, actually. Dr. Mannheim, you've meddled in things you that were not meant for man, and now you must pay the consequences. People have been gossiping. He's an android. Thank you, Data. Good to know. Dr. Mannheim's really flip-flopping here a bit. You understand nothing, android. He says one thing. You understand everything, android. I assume it's not going to go this way, but it feels like they're going, oh, what was that episode, that movie? That's movie about the spaceship that opens a portal into hell and then everyone goes insane and they start killing each other. Event Horizon. It feels like they're going Event Horizon with this. I assume they're not going Event Horizon, but that's what it feels like. The way Dr. Mannheim's describing things are going crazy. It's only gonna get worse. We're all doomed. Everything's dead. God, that movie's messed up. I assume the FCC would not have allowed this episode to go full Event Horizon. Maybe we'll get an Event Horizon like episode in one of the new series now that with their own streaming services they can do whatever they want. Because they clearly want to go further with this episode, but they can't. They probably don't want to go that far, but they want to go a bit further. Sam Neill, that's his name. So, you are Gabriella? Or this is legit. I mean that's not because you were sad, lady. That's just the weather. My goodness, Jean-Luc, you could have like texted her, been like, "Hey, I can't make it today. Sorry." Just leaving her alone. Captain Picard ghosting people. What are you doing, Captain? Yeah, Data uses contractions all the time, particularly in the early seasons. How long did these people even know each other? The fact that they were planning to meet up at a bar and Picard was afraid to meet her, that seems to imply to me that it was like the first or maybe second time they were meeting. And yet they're acting like they had a really strong, intense connection. But how well do these people even know each other? What is go? Were they like best friends for 15 years, and then that was going to be their first date, and Picard was afraid? What are the rules here? Oh, I remember Captain Louvois. Break a chair across his head. Ain't love wonderful? Their relationship seems to make more sense to me. I don't know when Picard had time for a relationship with Captain Louvois, but other than that, it makes sense that they would have. Him and the blonde lady here, who I don't remember her name. I'm just gonna call her Gabriella. She's not Gabriella, but I'm gonna call her Gabriella. His relationship with Gabriella, I don't understand at all. Janice, okay. I'm probably still gonna call her Gabrielle. I'm probably gonna forget that it's Janice. But just if I say Gabrielle in the future, just that's who I'm talking about. Wait, Picard, how did you even know Janice? How did you even know Janice was with Dr. Mannheim? Have you been keeping tabs on her? How did you know she was there? Okay, why does he look like he wants to murder Picard now? Dr. Mannheim, are you concealing a knife or something? You look like you're concealing a knife. They do get that episode in season 7, I think it is, attached. The one where they get taken prisoner and they start hearing each other's thoughts because of some implants, and that creates some tension. And then at the end of that episode, they actually specifically decide against starting anything together. So that relationship does get resolved, just not in the way that they actually get together. Yeah, but apparently the all good things timeline didn't actually happen. Because by the time of Picard, I guess they never specified it actually. I don't remember them specifying in Picard whether Picard was ever married. So he could have married Dr. Crusher at some point and divorced. Oh, this is gonna be the episode where Data watches a boiling pot, isn't it? Jordy, what are you doing there? What, Jordy? Where's Chief O'Brien? Was Colin Meaney busy this week? I have to assume Colin was just unavailable. Isn't this is a science station, right? Why does the science station have automated turrets? Is this what killed the rest of the science team? Dr. Mannheim put a bunch of guns around the place? What are you doing, Dr. Mannheim? This is also one of the precautions, so only thin people can get inside. No fat people allowed in the laboratory. Well, this is Star Trek after all, so I assume you could just shoot the panel and it would work. And it would shut everything down. Caution, subspace something hazard. What did that say? Subspace flux hazard, I think it said. Yep, subspace flux hazard on that plaque on the wall. We see a few overweight people. Oh, was wait, was that a mental voiceover from Brent Spiner? We don't get voiceovers of thought in Star Trek. What's going on? The Packlets were overweight. Kim Peck the Klingon was overweight. There was that one Ferengi from the episode Gambit. It's me, you say? Thank you, Mr. Data. That was easy. Are you sure that fat Ferengi is in reunification? No, you're right. I think it is reunification, actually. Now, is Dr. Mannheim gonna remain in control of that laboratory? Because I don't think you should give it back to him. We still haven't cleared up what happened to the rest of the science team. Not like this. A lot more red. Maybe some chains all over the place. Tell us more about this other world you saw, Dr. Mannheim. Do you need eyes there? Okay, but Dr. Mannheim, what happened to your friends? Captain, Captain, do you want to do an investigation? No, that's never a good thing to say, Dr. Mannheim. No. Captain, are you not concerned about everything that Dr. Mannheim is saying? Because I am. Absolutely do not let him go unattended back to that science station. Troy, you're not allowed to enter people's holotech programs. What do you mean? It's a holodeck. Oh, hey, Gabriella. Now, is Gabriella here? Janice, that's her name. Is Janice here also gonna geek out about the holodeck? Like Captain Picard does the first 3 times he shows up in it? They have an espresso machine in the background. If we get another wide shot, we can look for it. I assume... Yeah, that's pretty fancy. Very brass, very goldish. Now, why did the computer open the door there? I mean, I understand because she said the word exit, but the computer's always context sensitive. Why did it work that time? I was just yesterday, while I was doing some work, I had that Deep Space Nine episode, Our Man Bashir playing. The one where Dr. Bashir plays a spy and Garrett goes and hangs out in the holodeck and everything goes crazy because of course it does. And at one point, Garrick tries to leave the holosuite, and instead of just saying exit, he said, "Computer, show me the mechanism to," and then he gets shot, so he shuts up. But why would he ever say, "Computer, show me the mechanism to," when he's just trying to leave the holodeck? Holosuite, excuse me. That is not an efficient way to do that, Mr. Garrick. Alright, so the next episode. Yeah, that episode was okay. It was alright. I'm still not convinced by the ending. The ending, because it seems like Dr. Mannheim is a threat to himself and the entire sector, so maybe don't let him go back to the science station. They really need to... They need to send another science team. They need to have Dr. Mannheim actually properly explain what happened to everyone else. There are some real issues with Dr. Mannheim that they didn't address. But on to the next episode. Yeah, this is the one with the worms. I don't think they're... Oh yeah, they're on the back of the neck. That's right. They're on the spinal cord. But then that one guy's parasite is actually in his chest cavity. So let's see. Update the title to Conspiracy is the next episode. Conspiracy. So what happens here? A lot of stuff happens here. Oh, wait. Hang on, everyone. We fixed it. We certainly all know the most important thing that happens in this episode. With Captain Picard, with his hair, or lack thereof, and Commander Riker, with his lack of a beard, but I'm gonna give him one anyway, where they just phaser this man until his head explodes all over the room. He seeks peaceful coexistence. There's also that part where Commander Riker, with his lack of a beard, has a bunch of, like, mealworms he's holding up, and they're dropping into his mouth. Because they're at a dinner party with a bunch of evil alien people, including Captain Picard. And get a couple more chairs in here. This is the evil alien dinner party. Don't mind that this guy's leg is broken. There's a bunch of people around the table. And Jonathan Frakes is holding up the mealworms over his mouth. He's pretending to be one of the aliens because they eat mealworms. Actually, they just whole wheat noodles, but whatever. And then Jonathan Frakes. They were, yeah. Remick was the one who was doing the investigation last week or 2 weeks ago. Jonathan Frakes, when he's holding these real live mealworms in it above his head, some of them fall into his mouth and he just actually eats them. Not Commander Riker, Jonathan Frakes, the actor, actually eats the mealworms. So yeah, this here, that's Remick. And Remick... Let me draw... This is Remick, this is his just completely destroyed head. And his phasered open chest cavity. And there's the big alien parasite thing that's really angry coming out of his chest. And it's a bad time. For pretty much anyone involved. Honestly, I haven't even seen a mealworm since elementary school when we were doing some basic biology. Where do you even find mealworms except for bait? What do mealworms even do? What is the point of a mealworm? Hang on. Mealworms. Larval form of the mealworm beetle. Okay. Burger with mealworms as the main ingredient. Why would you ever do this? What? Burger with mealworms as main ingredient. Why? But I'd really rather they didn't do that. Edible for humans, processed into... You know what? I don't care to read further on that. Everyone queue up to 0. Make sure you're queued up to 0. So we're going to be starting in... now, actually. Start now. The ocean world of Pacifica. Oh, Pacifica, that's where they have a peace conference on Pacifica at some point. Hyperspace? Wait, what do you mean hyperspace? This isn't Star Wars. What do you mean hyperspace, Jordy? Hysterical, in fact, Jordy. Thank you. This isn't the episode where Data goes to meet that comic on the holodeck. But he does try a bit of laughter here. Bit of humor. Is Pacifica the planet where Luoxana Troy goes for a conference? And then there's the fish people that she accuses of terrorism? Yeah, don't worry about the full impulse. They'll get there in a few years, probably, if they're close. Yeah, apparently Klingons don't bathe. And this will be brought up later, in fact. In that episode where Q turns into a human and he's going down the turbo lift with Worf, going over all the things that he's going to have to do as a mortal that he's never had to give a second thought to. It's like having an itch, stubbing my toe, and looking menacingly at Worf, having to bathe. Worf really needs to take a bath or something. Ah, yeah, touch of lilac, that's true. Why is the computer programmed to sound dramatic when something dramatic is happening? Oh, he's evil, isn't he? Oh, is he a Kiwi? Wait, but now he doesn't. Now he has an American accent. I swear his accent changed. Who is that guy? Hang on. I need to look up who this man is. Jonathan Farwell. Jonathan Farwell. No, he is American. He's actually American. He just pronounced hello, Jean Luc a bit strangely. In First Contact, there's another admiral who actually is a Kiwi, who has a very strong New Zealand accent in the first line he says, and then immediately switches to an American accent. Yeah, it's the way he says Jean Luc. Luckily, I don't think that that other captain or admiral or whoever he was, he's not evil yet. He's cool. Let me try and find that First Contact clip while this is going. Um, Star Trek First Contact opening, because it's at the very start. All right. Mute my Star Trek. Hope it doesn't pause it. Good. Unblur. Show this. All right. So Picard is getting his message. Listen to the Admiral.
Alpha Tango.
Admiral.
Catch you at a bad time, Jean-Luc?
No, of course not.
I've just received a disturbing report from Deep Space 5.
Seriously, the caught you at a bad time, Jean-Luc is very strong New Zealand accent, and then everything else is American.
Admiral.
Catch you at a bad time, Jean-Luc?
No, of course not.
I've just received a disturbing report from Deep Space 5.
That's all I can hear when I watch this movie, is just this Admiral. That's my main takeaway from the movie, is Admiral Kiwi and his changing accent. Alright, screen's blurred. Star Trek sound is muted. Everything's good. We get to meet that man today, who I think is supposed to be a Bolian, but doesn't really look like a Bolian. We're going to be seeing him in a scene or two. He kind of looks like a fish. Maybe he's a hybrid between the Bolians and those fish people. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about when we see him. Yeah, I think that is his name, Captain Rix or Reeks or whatever it is. Very nice rock. Captain Picard has it on his desk in the background. Very fancy, colorful rock. Yep, the sacred chalice of Reeks. The clay cup with some mold. Heir to the holy rings of Beta Z. Holder of the sacred chalice of Reeks. Daughter of the fifth house. Okay. Don't worry about it, John. Thank you, Mr. Data. Why are there no miners on it, though? Do they... I guess they finished mining it, because there are mines on the planet. Oh yeah, that part where yeah, that part with Picard in the corridor. It's pretty good. I don't know what episode that is, but it's great. Captain Rix. That's his name. Not Reeks. Rix. Ambassador class, like the Enterprise C. So is this the? Do we actually get to see the ambassador here? Because I thought yesterday's Enterprise was the first time we got to see the ambassador class. Yes, number one. Did he stutter, Riker? He didn't say we are beaming down. He didn't say send an away team. He is beaming down. Yeah, I don't see an ambassador class in orbit. Granted, we only got a fairly narrow shot of orbit. This place does not. Hmm. This place looks like the air would be very unhealthy to breathe. Are you sure you want to be here, Picard? Do you want a mask or something? Some sort of breathing apparatus? Some kind of breathing apparatus? Yeah, he's supposed to be Bolian. Officially, I think he is Bolian. But he looks completely off. Let me just verify this, in fact, so I know I'm not going crazy. Yeah, Captain Rex was a male Bolian who served as a Starfleet officer during the late blah blah blah. Yep, that is Michael Berryman as Captain Rix, Jonathan Farwell as Captain Keel, and Ursula Bryant as Captain Twyla Scott, and Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard. How many minutes do you think it's going to be before Captain Keel here is evil? He's a good guy for the moment, but how many minutes until he's possessed and tries to kill Captain Picard? I'm going to say 25. So I'm going to guess at about 35, 36 minutes into the episode, Captain Keel tries to murder Picard. Or, get him to be possessed or something to that effect. Now, this is a pretty minor character, Captain Twyla Scott here. That lady. I know some people have said when Discovery was first coming out, there was some articles people wrote that incorrectly said that Michael Burnham was the first black female captain. Never mind the fact that she wasn't even a captain in the series, but hey, the articles were bad. Is this the first black female captain in Starfleet? Or is there one earlier than her? Captain Twyla Scott, who apparently is excellent at her job. Yeah, this woman is very obviously she's not the lead, but I mean she's here. She showed up. Of course he doesn't believe you. You're not making any sense. You're only talking in vague generalities. Oh, that's right. The captain of the Saratoga with the whale probe. I still can't get over how that guy pronounces Jean-Luc. It doesn't sound like an American accent. Maybe he's trying to make it sound French, because Captain Picard is a Frenchman. You get a picture of the Saratoga captain. Saratoga captain. Images. Unblur. And this lady. Very fancy uniform. Looks like it's very warm. A nice thick collar. Yeah, we are aware of this, counselor. Thank you. I wonder if the reason all the TOS movie uniforms are so thick and so warm. Do you think maybe Starfleet's saving power and turning down the heating on the ships, so they just layer up? You could probably make up the time. Do you want to go to like warp 8.5 to get there on schedule? You're trying to buy some time. What's going on, Captain? Oh, this scene. Oh, this scene is great. I don't want to say what happens here, but just when Data starts rambling to the computer, it's gonna be great. Oh, we have to wait more scenes for it. It's definitely this episode, though. Is Captain Keel dead now? His ship was just destroyed, I'd bet. I guess I was wrong about Captain Keel going evil and trying to kill Captain Picard, because now I feel quite confident with the way he was talking about his first officer and the doctor. I'd be willing to bet Captain Keel's dead now. Also, I noticed that no one is at Ops. Why is nobody at... You've got over 1,000 people on board, Captain. Put someone at Ops. Just because Data's not there doesn't mean it's not manned. Of course, what... Riker, what kind of comment is that? Doesn't look natural. Of course it doesn't look natural. It's a big debris field. A space vessel of some kind. Is it Ambassador class debris? Well, at least that means Picard won't be betrayed by his close friend. Just Admiral Quinn, but nobody really likes Admiral Quinn anyway. And Remick, the Commander Remick, I think he is. Commander Remick. Everybody hates him, so it's not a big deal that he goes evil. Come on, Data, go on and ramble. Yeah, once again, Data seems to be having a number of emotions here. Even the computer tells Data to shut up. And now Data's feeling embarrassed. He has another emotion. What'd you find, Mr. Data? Some weird fleet deployments, only ships that have been taken over by the parasite people. You know, I hear workers in protest of automation used to fling their wooden shoes called sabots into the machinery to stop them. Hence the term sabotage. Wait, wait, Data, why are you coming to that assessment? So the Starfleet is deploying ships in a bit of a weird way, but they're still Starfleet ships. Why would Data assume it's dangerous for Starfleet ships to be occupying Starfleet territory? He doesn't know that the captains of those ships are possessed by the evil alien parasites. Oh yeah, in every series they can just go back to Earth in a few days. Don't worry about it. Original series, TNG, they go back to Earth. Deep Space Nine, they get back to Earth pretty quick. The NX-01 can get back pretty quick. The Voyager, relatively speaking, gets back pretty quick. Oh, they're evil. They are so evil. Weren't they recalled? Oh no, Pacifica, not Earth. That's right. Oh, there's Remick, the alien king. Do they seem normal? I mean, Commander Riker. They might look normal, but have you considered the fact that there's three of them in frame at a time, and they're giving each other significant glances and kind of scowling? There's three people on screen at a time, therefore they're evil. We all know this, Captain or Commander. They're gonna have a lovely dinner of some tasty mealworms. Maybe they can have mealworm burgers. Those are a thing, apparently. That was a weird looking shuttle there. Come on, just look the way his head is out of frame. The way he's holding that thing. He is so evil. He is so evil. Wait, why are the alien parasite things still holding to rank in protocol when it's just them alone in a room? But Remick is the alien king, so shouldn't Remick be in charge when nobody's looking? I guess they really just like role playing these aliens. What does that look, Admiral? I mean, it was a pretty concerning thing, Admiral. Assimilating new races into the Federation. That's Admiral. That's quite a turn of phrase you're using there. Assimilating new races into the Federation. Yeah, and the alien parasite species was dropped in favor of the Borg. So the fact that he's using the term assimilation is quite appropriate. There are multiple Borg references going on here. They haven't decided that the Borg exist yet, but they're definitely going to bring in some details. Oh, was there a man in a scant? I missed it. We won't be seeing many more of them. I don't think any scants exist in season 2. I think they got rid of them. Yeah, they dropped the parasite species for, I think it was budget reasons, but I could be wrong on that. And they got replaced by the Borg. And then yeah, next episode when cities are getting scooped off of planets, colonies are getting scooped up in the Romulan neutral zone. That's the first real indication of Borg activity. Why do you gotta say it like that? Okay, so he's lieutenant commander, not full commander. Remick here. They're trying so hard to act normal, but yeah, it's not quite working. Surveyed. I mean, you say discovered, and I guess that's true. I guess that's technically true. It's a completely, it's a totally superior form of life, but he keeps it in a little box. He keeps the superior form of life in a little box, which can't be terribly pleasant. But I guess, given that the parasites are used to like sitting between the spinal cord and the skin, or even maybe they're just used to small enclosed spaces. Maybe the parasites like that. What's that kick? Riker, what are you doing? Can you even raise your leg that high? That in Torian teat doesn't look very appetizing. Where are you going, Remick? Yeah, Quinn said he was going to infect the doctor. It didn't seem necessary at all for it didn't seem necessary at all for him to try it on Commander Riker. Because I don't think Commander Riker was gonna pry. He could have just said, I brought it for Dr. Crusher and left it at that. Jordy, you're not in security. What are you doing? Okay. I guess he does not think you should wait. Also, Quinn, that was the absolute worst place to throw him, because now anyone who walks by is gonna see what's happening. The Quinn parasite is... It's got to be the dumbest parasite here. That also was not Quinn. That was clearly not Quinn there getting smacked. I don't... Why did they get a stuntman for him getting smacked when he wasn't even making physical contact? Just in case Michael Dorn accidentally hit him? And why does Dr. Crusher have a phaser? I have so many questions. Why is she armed? He's just Admiral Quinn, Worf. Didn't you hear his excuse about the vitamins? Vitamins do wonders for the body, Worf. Maybe you should take some. I guess it could have been Geordi's phaser. He was out in the corridor. Maybe everyone should carry a phaser on this ship. Oh, that's convenient. A nice obvious sign that someone's infected. Hey, Admirals, if you guys are all really strong, do you want to just, like, knock out Captain Picard and infect him? Do you really have to go through the whole roleplay of giving him dinner? Oh, very fancy graphic. Then wait, why do they want to infect Captain Picard then? Captain Picard doesn't have hair to hide it. It'll be completely obvious. Captain Picard is the absolute worst person to infect. Did Picard bring a phaser? Okay, no. Good. I was going to be very concerned if Picard actually beamed down with a phaser. Nah, Crusher's not getting attacked here. It's just a dramatic camera shot. Dramatic for the audience, of course. Make us think that Commander Riker's been compromised. Do you know why Riker lost the fight against Quinn? He lost the fight because he tried kicking him in the face, when what he should have done is done the double hammer fist on Quinn. It always works. Or he could have, like, jumped against a wall, then propelled himself to a dropkick. Yeah, all these actors. All these actors just got noodles. Jonathan Frakes does not get noodles. Oh, hey, John. Yeah, that protrusion isn't even subtle. Captain Scott's evil too. Good to know. Was she evil the whole time? Is that why the Horatio was blown up? Basically everybody at this table has short hair. Even even the woman here has short hair, so everyone their alien parasite protrusion would be completely visible on anyone. Yep, Jonathan Frakes gets some real mealworms. I'm really disappointed they actually cut away before some of the mealworms fell into his mouth. Aaron? Why would why would he respond to that? That's had some pretty good stop motion. Very nice stop motion effect they have there. Now, another question. Why does Starfleet build thrones? Why do they have a throne room? God, they tried their best. It's like that Tauntaun scene in Star Wars Episode 5. The part where it falls over is such obvious stop motion, it's almost comical. Now we know at one point they completely changed what the trills are like. Is this is this the original design for the trill? And then they turn into nice parasites, and then they turn into completely nice parasites later on. What are you doing, guys? He said peaceful coexistence. Don't you guys want to peacefully coexist? Or don't you at least want to prove that you didn't just straight up murder these people? Oh, don't worry, Captain Picard. No more infiltrated Starfleet. The writers made sure that there's no more anywhere in Starfleet or anywhere in the Star Trek universe ever again. Don't worry about it. And they're going to use this exact same thing for the Borg. The Borg are also going to send a homing beacon for Earth once they replace these alien parasites as the villain. Dramatic beeping. Dramatic beeping and a dramatic zoom. Yeah, Now, what's going to happen when people get there in the morning and they just find all the Starfleet admirals have been murdered? Are they going to be concerned about this? This seems like something Starfleet security is going to have some questions about, but I guess they're just flying away. And no one really cares? Who knows? The Neutral Zone is the next episode. I really like this episode. I think it's a very good episode of Star Trek. And we get Mark Alimo, that's true. It's a bit cheesy, but I mean, it's Star Trek. Of course it's going to be cheesy. Let's play the jazz. Timer's going, title's updated, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. You know, I really like pretty much every episode that has our crew talking with people from the past. Either because they time traveled back, or they ran across some stasis pods, anything like that. The Neutral Zone, Past Tense, North Star I think is really good. Time Zero I really enjoy. Anything where they're interacting with people from the past. Or similar. So, Who Watches the Watchers with the Proto-Vulcan culture, the Mintakans. That episode's really good too. One of my favorites, really. Who Watches the Watchers is a really good episode to introduce people to Trek, I think. Because it covers really a lot of the values of the Federation. It's a whole morality play thing, and that's kind of Star Trek's thing. Darmok is amazing, as always. The Inner Light's really good. Inner Light wouldn't be good for an introduction to Trek, but still an excellent episode. Absolutely do not introduce someone to Star Trek with the Inner Light. That requires so much background knowledge of who Captain Picard is. Survivors is fun. The parts with Counselor Troy are weird in Survivors. I didn't like that part of it, but overall I enjoyed Survivors. It's a good episode. Neutral Zone could be a good introduction, that's true. You even get to meet the Romulans. And everybody loves the Romulans. We're coming up on start time. Hopefully everyone's queued up to the Season 1 finale, The Neutral Zone. After this, we are completely done with Season 1. We never have to go back to it again. Pause the jazz and press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Rated 13 plus for violence and drug use. It said, what drug use is there going to be? Are they talking about Dr. Crusher's medicine? Is that what they mean by drug use? I guess because of that singer guitar guy who's addicted to drugs, and then Dr. Crusher cures him. Might be for the drinking. But I mean, Dr. Crusher cures him instantly. He never takes a single drug in this episode, unless you count alcohol. And actually, I'm not sure anyone here actually drinks alcohol on this episode. We just need to bring Wesley in to explain that those drugs make him feel strange, but also good. It does look more like a relay station than a proper ship. So if this was reused as a comm relay, I think I could buy that more than this being a stasis chamber. At least it's a disk drive and not a tape drive. Worf, have you never seen a handle before? Yeah, Worf. And with that, you just kind of come off as a bit dim. You know what handles are, Worf. Okay, that person's not doing so hot. Or rather, they're doing entirely too hot as their cryo chamber's broken. Same with that person. Yeah, don't worry about the graph plating. Don't worry about it. Maybe before they beamed aboard, they set it rotating really quick. Or, not rotating them. They're just constantly pushing it with a tractor beam upwards so that the people on the ship feel like they have some gravity. It's very polite of the Enterprise. Just constantly accelerating the spacecraft. You know, I'm pretty sure that lady there, that lady in the cryo chamber, I think she does some kind of construction work. She's a homemaker. Be some kind of architect. Some kind of mason. Some kind of carpenter. You know, speaking of ejecting the core, why does ejecting the core never work? What is the point of the warp core ejection system? The only time ejecting the warp core works is in that episode with the Doctor where he's kind of taking over the ship on Voyager. And they specifically do not want to eject the warp core, and he's able to do it there. Every other time they want to eject the warp core, it doesn't work. The warp core ejection systems are like the transporter biofilters. None of the systems that are meant for safety actually work. Yeah, that really does look like a communication satellite more than a ship. Why doesn't he get to look all fancy, leaned back calmly? Why does that old guy have to be like leaning against the glass? I mean, there's something that thing really reminds me of. Let me find it real quick. Open image in new tab. Zoom in. No blur. It really reminds me of this comm satellite from StarCraft. Yeah, why is Data shouting? There's not even any noise going on. He's not shouting over anything. It's perfectly quiet in that ship. Oh good, he said engage. So if is it often house? I was thinking Rittenhouse, but yeah, it's definitely something to that effect. If Geordi hadn't stopped him to mention that it was the neutral zone and Picard didn't say engage, would they just be sitting there for the entirety of the meeting? Or if Captain Picard leaves the room, is that an assumed engage? When do we get a show about the Tomate incident? You know that might be J.G. Hertzler, actually, Rittenhouse. Hang on, hang on. Some kind of relations with the Romulans. You know, I looked up Star Trek written. Ah, here it is. Not written, Ritter. Roy Ritterhouse. J.J. Hertzler. Also known as General Martok. Also known as that one captain in the pilot episode of DS9. I like how you can see that background warp effect reflecting off the table in the conference room. Picard makes a really good point here, I remember. About what worse could have happened to them if they hadn't fixed it. Beverly Crusher over here curing death. Very, very nice of her. If someone has already died from acute liver failure, would just replacing the liver actually resurrect them? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Surely, Crusher had to actually put some effort in to revive the dead. What more could have happened to them? I mean, it sure seemed like the singer guitar guy died of liver failure. His body's got to be in pretty rough shape. Why did Dr. Crusher resurrect them, though? She went in, saw that these people were dead, and then decided to cure them of death. Surely she noticed that they were actually dead. Up that one comic music cue. Make sure we all know everything's going whimsical here. An ancient disk. These people couldn't even use an SSD. Some kind of construction work. Some kind of architect. Some kind of builder. Some kind of designer. Some kind of carpenter. Yep, Ralph Offenhouse. Is that his real name or is that his stage name? What are the LQ? Does this man have 4 names? Isn't he from like Texas or something? I mean, these people are 20th or 21st, I don't remember, century humans that are about to wake up to an entirely different universe in the 24th century. Do you want to send the counselor? Do you want to send Counselor Troy to talk to them, not the android? Thank you, Data. Data? I don't know why they keep bringing this up. They bring up many times throughout the series Data specifying he's not a robot. He's an android. They're different things. Is that really an important difference? Because they keep mentioning it. I mean, I would assume you don't remember dying, no? I mean, it clearly was not a scam, Mr. Clemens. Because I mean, you're here. Thank you, Mr. Data. That's enough. I'm surprised Sonny Clemens didn't interrupt him. No wonder these. No wonder Data and Sonny Clemens form a friendship later on, because he just lets Data ramble. No, Pulaski's attitude toward Data was great. Because, yeah, she starts off not really treating him as a person. She kind of just sees him as a machine. But as she gets to actually know Data, she changes her mind. She actually sees him as a person, as a member of the crew. Pulaski learns and changes her position. Pulaski's great. Just because she mispronounced Data's name one time means she's evil? Nah, man. Pulaski's cool. It's like Bruce Maddox, Associate Chair of Robotics Days from Technological Institute. Bruce Maddox didn't see him as a person. And then he got to know Data a bit, and then he did. And later on, Data was actively corresponding with Bruce Maddox, sending him letters and stuff. So they're cool. There ain't no grudge there. I saw a scant walk by in the background, but I didn't see if it was a man scant. They're all blurred out and you couldn't see the top half. I'm not sure that that guitar musical cue was necessary, but alright. I guess that's Sonny Clemens' cue. He's not acting like it's synthahol. He's certainly acting like that's real alcohol. Dude, it's been over 300 years. The Braves are not on TV. And it can't taste that much like real alcohol. Well, maybe it was just. Maybe it does. It's just, that episode of Relics where Scotty gets some synthahol scotch and he's disgusted by it. I mean, maybe Offenhaus doesn't want to go back to Earth. Maybe he'd feel more at home in Ferenginar. Sonny, you're a Yankee too. Everybody here is a Yankee, Sonny. That's the one slang that he uses that I don't understand, really. I think I understand most of it, and I partially understand that phrase. But what I suspect that means I don't really want to say on YouTube. Yeah, there's some weird fade outs going on. The way they fade to black here is definitely different than later on. In later seasons, that fade to black would have just been a straight cut to this room. Yes, a type of person who likes shenanigans. That's a good YouTube friendly way of phrasing it. I would say a person who likes shenanigans but is not particularly experienced with shenanigans, shall we say. The fade to blacks are usually ad breaks, but that one didn't look like an ad break. I usually associate ad breaks with they have like a musical cue going out. I mean, it might have been one. It didn't remind me of what I'm used to with ad breaks on Star Trek. And the last time I haven't seen an ad break, an actual ad on TV in so many years. Thank God. Who watches TV with ads anymore? Absolutely ridiculous. Look, my videos do have ads on them, but if you want to ad block them to get rid of them, I'm perfectly happy with that. I block ads. No, we got there pretty quick. How long has Ralph Offenhouse been shouting at the TV? How long has he been shouting at the screen? I don't know about Love Boat in space, but the ship absolutely is a space hotel, a space Marriott, a space convention center. Excuse me, some kind of flying convention center. Don't seem fully cognizant, Ralph. I mean, hey, even a Marriott has security. They just have, you know, explosive security. Ralph, what are you talking about, man? It's been it's been more time since he was frozen to the current day in Star Trek than between when he was frozen and the founding of the country he comes from. Are you really sure your partner's law firm is still operating? Are you sure about that, Ralph? Three hundred 370 odd years? No, your partner's firm is gone. Let's see that. These are 19th century humans, so it'll probably have been 220 years, I would guess. I assume it's end of 19th century. We're not talking about like 1901 here. 220 years since his country was founded, and it's been 360, 370 since he was frozen. It's been a long time. A lot changes, Ralph. Yeah, Ralph's going to have to cope with moving into fully automated luxury space communism. 'Cause that's what the Federation is. Yes. They sent you there to get you to stop crying and shut up. Counselor Troy actually gets to do some counseling. Once of, what, like 3 times she does counseling on the ship? She very rarely does, but hey. Of course, as we kind of learn later on, without her magic psychic powers, Counselor Troy is not really that great of a counselor. She's kind of mediocre without her psychic powers. But she tries. She's doing her best. It's a very fancy ship model right behind that lady. Yeah, the loss. The loss. It's definitely not one of my favorite episodes. Let's put it like that. The loss could have been done better. Jersey or New Jersey? Which Jersey are we talking about? Okay, but what year was Tommy born? You know what's another Troy centric episode that is not so great? I honestly don't remember the name of it, but what I do remember is Troy floating in a bunch of green clouds flying through the air and shouting, "Where are you? I need to find you." And then the creepy voice going, "Two moons, one moon circles, eyes in the dark." That's a fun one with Troy. Not all Troy episodes are bad. I'm not saying Mina Sirtis is just bad, but some of the episodes they wrote for were pretty rough. Night Terrors, that's right. Face of the Enemy was excellent. Mina Sirtis was really good there. But just the writers did not know what to do with her, apparently. Eyes in the Dark, One Moon Circles. Wait, why is that plant being kept in a pyramid? Maybe you could show Mr. Clemens the holodeck. That would occupy him. He'd have a great time there. No, I don't think that's the same glass pyramid. I think the one from Year of Hell is a lot smaller. The one with the plant looked like it was a foot and a half, 2 feet tall. Yeah, this Romulan theme is really good. And it makes for a very good looping audio track. Yep, there's a scant in the background, but I'm only interested in men wearing scants. Also, that sentence maybe didn't come out quite right. Oh yeah, this is the introduction to the Borg. Well, the first teasing of the Borg. Which I think the Romulan theme also works very well for the Borg. Yeah, Offenhouse, what are you planning to do here? Are you gonna go and try and bribe the Romulan Empire? Offenhouse, do you know how to operate a starship? Are you familiar with the relations with the Romulan Empire? What are you planning to do here? Some great force. Some kind of great force just scooped them off the surface. I guess he could go to the escape pods. That's the only thing he could do. He could show them his investments, that's true. Oh, Worf's suggestion. Worf's very correct suggestion, I might add. Going unheeded once again. And now that Jonathan here suggests something, he does love his Jonathan Frakes, so he's going to go ahead with that. I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that taking Moriarty's drawing off the holodeck was originally going to be an indication that they were still stuck in the holodeck. Obviously, that's not what they went with in the end. But in the end, they went with, nah, it's cool, it'll be a plot hole. Ralph? Ralph, I don't think you're allowed to just go onto the military ship's main bridge. Ralph, this is a bad plan, Ralph. And everyone here is so bloodthirsty. Why do you want to blow up the Romulans so bad? So the Romulans are just messing with him at this point. But I mean, that's what the Romulans always do, really. The Romulans are basically just a group of trolls with a bunch of high-powered starships and cloaking devices. Their whole thing is misinformation campaigns and sabotage. Oh no, that man on the right. That poor security officer on the right, whose head is going to explode in a few episodes. That's all I can remember when I look at him. He's just the guy whose head explodes later on. Good old Deridax. Now, how can you tell the scale of something on a view screen? There's no reference points around. Worf, we don't need the exposition right now. This isn't your episode. We can get your tragic backstory when we have a Worf episode. What's that big light in the middle of the Romulan ship? Is that a spotlight? Are they lighting up the Enterprise? Oh, hey, Mark. That guy on the right, though, the second Romulan who's not Mark, I remember his acting is... Oh, that is some solid acting. Anthony James, his name is. What else does he do? He sounds really familiar. What other Star Trek is he in? Nothing. Anthony, please tell me that's the direction you're getting, not your actual acting, because the way you're reading your lines is kind of it's not great, Anthony. But we got Mark at least, and Mark is pretty good. Oh, look at those actors in the background of the Romulan ship. What are they doing? Are they just standing in the middle of the hallway? Very tall ceilings in the Romulan ship, though. Oh, Anthony, no. Anthony, how did you pass your audition, man? Do we ever get to learn what the matters more urgent are? Should they have a war with the Klingons or something? What was more urgent? They haven't been dealing with the Borg, otherwise they would have recognized what destroyed their outposts. They can't have been dealing with the Cardassians because the entire Federation takes up the space between the Cardassian Union and the Romulan Empire. I doubt it was a war with the Klingons, otherwise the Federation would have been more aware of it. What have they been dealing with? They certainly weren't dealing with the Dominion on the other side of the galaxy who have no way to travel like the Borg do. Have they been dealing with the Sheliak or something? Have they been having a conflict with the Ferengi? Wait, Counselor, why aren't you on the bridge now? Aren't you supposed to be on the bridge? Wait, that's it. That man's name was September 27th. Tommy's birthday is tomorrow. Are we do we celebrate Tommy's birthday? We have Captain Picard Day. We have Federation Day. We have First Contact Day. But do we have Tommy's birthday? Then, Ralph, you get to deal with space communism. However you want, Ralph. Utopian space communism. Everything's free because they have replicators and infinite energy. Sonny, that sounded kind of menacing. Did you do some bad things before that you're hoping that everyone forgot? I really hope Ralph, or not Ralph, I really hope Sonny is just purely talking about reintroducing music to people who haven't heard it before. Will it? Are you sure, Captain? Captain? Captain, how far away could you possibly be from Earth? I mean, they ran into that space capsule. That space capsule was just adrift in space. It absolutely does not have warp drive. It's a 19th century space capsule. They can't possibly even be out of the solar system. They have to be at or extremely near Earth right now. Oh no. Oh no. We're not watching it today. I just, Amazon queued up the next episode, which we're not going to watch today. The next episode, season 2, The Child. Oh no. I was saying earlier, we're finished with season 1 now. We can start getting into the really good episodes. This is not a good example. It's not. Hang on, what else is season 2? What are episodes 2 and 3 of season 2? Where Silence Has Lease. That's the one where that guy's head's gonna explode. That guy I keep bringing up. It's like, hey, is that guy's head's gonna explode? And that's gonna be that one. And Elementary to Your Data, which is, wait, what? Dr. N.L. Pulaski's life. Data struggles to acquire a NL sense of humor. Observe the many ways NL in which humans die. Thanks, Amazon. I like Where Silence Has Lease. It's a bit odd, but I like it. The Child I do not like. The Child is just bad. Look, even some of the episodes that other people will say are bad, I'll be like, no, it has some redeeming qualities. I really like Dr. Pulaski. The Child is bad. It's a bad episode. But we're not skipping it. We're gonna watch it. Even the outrageous Okana. People hate the outrageous Okana. I think it's fine. It's okay. The Child is bad. I don't have anything against Marina Sirtis. When Marina Sirtis is in some good episodes, then she's really good. But The Child is bad. I don't remember anything about Marina Sirtis' acting in The Child. I just remember the episode plot. And here's Dr. Ira Graves we were talking about earlier. Dr. Ira Graves, who goes and possesses data. Unnatural Selection is good. A Matter of Honor is really good. Of course, everyone loves Measure of a Man. That's like the best episode of Star Trek. It's one of the best. The Dolphin, we get a lovely, a Wesley episode. Contagion's a bit weird. The Royale. The Royale. I don't think I can really say that the Royale is good. But it's so cheesy, I enjoy it anyway. I like the Royale. The Royale is it's so bad it's good situation. Not like The Child. The Child is just uncomfortably bad. Times Squared is weird, but it's good overall. Icarus Factor. Icarus Factor I only remember one thing from. Let me see if I can find it. Riker's dad. Icarus Factor. Hi. Are they doing Tai Chi Quan? Icarus Factor. Yeah. Yeah, these things. This is what I remember from Icarus Factor. I don't know why they're wearing this. But I mean, it seems like every hobby sport in Star Trek, they all have a weird, unique uniform. Like, that's not how. Oh no, how long have I been muted? How long have I been muted? Look, it's okay. I haven't said anything worth mentioning again. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, Tasha's thing here says USS NCC 1701D. I can't read this. It looks like it. Like End Lounge? What is. I can't really read that, and I want to know what it is. Also, don't worry about Worf. This is a family-friendly stream. Just don't worry about it. Seriously, why do you have to wear the special outfits? Alright. Oh yeah, and there's also Riker's kid, Riker's fake child, wearing the Parisi Squares. The Parisi Squares outfit. Yeah, the man's head exploding episode. I mean, it does. We had the real explosion today. But, we get a guy's head kind of exploding in Science Has Lees. So that should be fun. Anyway, that's enough for today. We're doing more Deep Space Nine tomorrow. Everybody loves Deep Space Nine. It's a good series. And we're already on to Season 2 there. We're already on Season 2. What episodes are? Rules of Acquisition with the Ferengi female pretending to be a Ferengi male. Necessary Evil, which I don't really remember. And Second Sight with the weird psychic apparition of the lady or something. Or the split personality, something like that. Should be interesting. Anyway, that's enough for today. See you guys tomorrow.